welcome to the I Hate Social Media podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the chaotic world of social media marketing with a twist of irony and a dash of humor. So whether you love or hate social media, join us on this journey as we uncover the secrets to making it work for you.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I am Micah Derling here with my guest, Gene. Gene, I want to ask you something because I think we talked about this before you came. Should it be like Jean?
You know what? Yeah. If you know your French.
I don't, but I want to say it correctly.
Yeah.
So Jean.
A lot of people think about that. They're like,
Yeah.
hey, is it Jean? Or I'm like, yeah, if you want.
Jean.
But a lot of times, Gene, keep it English, keep it American. You know what I mean? But
Right.
but no, if my actual name, because actually I was born in the French island in the Caribbean, so
Yeah, I wanna ask-
Richard
I want to
Esther.
ask you about that. So
There it is.
If you could tell us a little bit about your background, how you arrived in Pennsylvania, of all places, in Reading from Martinique.
Yeah, good question. I gotta ask my parents that. It was their crazy idea, but no, they immigrated to America, and the classic coming to America story.
Cool.
And they came to America, and New York was like their
Okay.
established place. So New York, very very liberal, and a little bit, and then. Yeah, I grew up in Long Island, and me and my sister, we just, we went to a basic public school, and I just, established myself. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna be somebody,
Good.
So and that's how it kind of started.
Okay, and then you landed in Reading.
Yeah, well, that later on. So longer story is like when I was in high school, I had the opportunity to marry my high school sweetheart. There it is.
Nice.
Hey, not too many people
Okay.
hey,
Oh, it's love.
if you got an opportunity, do it, guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I got married, and my wife decided to go to the military, the Navy, of all things. Well, we weren't married then. We were just boyfriend,
Okay,
girlfriend.
okay.
But I was in college, and she decided to enlist in the Navy at the time. And, we were like, all right, it could be cool.
Yeah.
By the time I'm done, you'll be done, And then, 9/11 happened.
Yeah,
And
wow.
that just changed everything. And then that, she left, and I had to come back home because I couldn't do my art thing because I actually went to school for art to be an artist, and it didn't work out.
Right.
It actually did not work out. It was like my dream, and just because of money.
I get it.
Yeah. I thought the school was going to fight for me. Actually, my dean, he fought for me to stay, and there's just like no money for people who want to really stay in school in America.
No,
you
that's
would
right.
think.
That's unfortunate,
So
yeah.
I kind of fell through the cracks there, and then I kind of gave up art and kind of did other things to pick up the time. So I got into kind of like digital and technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a little bit of everything there, right?
Did you were you kind of made aware of your gifting and talent in art when you're young, right? So
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
were drawing when you were young. How did
Yeah.
that come about?
Yeah, my sister.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's like 2 years older than me, and she was like kind of really good, and she was kind of like my teacher. She like anything she taught, she learned in school. I kind of like I was like, "What'd you learn in school?" And she taught me, and then I think by the time I was in second grade myself, because I came to America when I was like 5 years old, just for those who
Okay.
want to know.
Yeah.
And then I just started getting it. It was like kind of my thing, and I became like class artist by second grade. I was like, boom, hey, you're that guy.
You're the guy.
I'm that guy.
Every
Yeah.
class has to have
Every
the
class.
guy. Oh man, that's so good. I love that.
That was me. That was me. Yeah. Class
Jason
artist.
Kronowski, if you're out there, appreciate you, man.
Oh, yeah. There you go. See, yeah, don't forget the class artists, guys. They're out there, man.
That's right.
So,
Oh man.
Yeah.
You can detect those skills early
Yeah.
on. So that's a bummer, man. I mean, you had to walk away from it for a while,
Yeah.
kind of get it more into the workforce a little bit.
Yeah.
What brought it back around?
My kids.
Oh.
I had two boys, and I think it was when I had my oldest. It kind of started percolating a little bit there. But then I was like focused on being the world's best dad.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of like ooh, but I can draw my son. It kind
right.
of started out like with a little bit
Okay.
of that, and then but then I was like a stay-at-home dad when my wife was in Iraq. It was just
Wow.
like really it was kind of surreal because
Yeah.
it wasn't something that we intended. We wanted to be together, raise our family, but I was
talk
like,
about not being the plan.
Yeah, not being
Wow.
the plan, not being the
Ooh.
plan. So 6 months of me being a stay-at-home dad, I kind of like I kind of did a lot of different things. I went to like because the Navy it's really cool because there's like a lot of like networks where you can kind
Right.
of like of course I was the only dad, but all the stay-at-home moms were, I was like the dad with my son, and everyone else were ladies, and they were kind of encouraging me too. They were like, "So what do you do?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I draw." And then he was like, "Here's a picture of my son." They were like, "Whoa, that's." So it kind of like
Okay.
started there. I was like, "All right, I can kind of like see that people like art, but I kind of like I wasn't like kind of like sold." I was like, "All right, stay-at-home dad. That's what it's all about."
Right. And can I do this make money? And
Yeah,
okay.
it was just the art, and
Right,
and kind of
right.
and the shock from like not going to college and that kind of like, it was like a little shocking thing. So, but I still focused on like technology. I did computer networking and things like that.
Okay.
And then but I still had other things that I kind of enjoyed. But yeah, after I had my kids and my wife came back, and then our second son was on the way, we're like, we're not realistic. And so we got out, and that's where we found ourselves to Pennsylvania, because my mom and dad moved from New York to PA. And
Okay.
yeah, New York's kind of expensive. So
Oh,
yeah,
unbelievable. It's
yeah,
impossible.
yeah,
I mean, you're talking about like you've got to like rent is through the roof.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
even with two incomes. I mean, there's people to even make it in New York. It's almost like you watch sitcoms. It's kind of a joke. Nobody's
Yeah.
living that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to make a real go of it. You just have to have two very, very high. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah, or you gotta have like 5 jobs. 'Cause
5
usually
jobs,
how
that's
people
right.
Do it. And,
That's right.
You literally have people working 3 jobs, and they don't sleep much.
That's
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 New York
right.
for you.
And 3
But
roomies.
they work hard. I have a little bit of that too, because I'm out here and people are telling me like, "Whoa, Gene, you're doing a lot," and it's just that a little bit of that New Yorkness in me, because
A hustle.
I
You're
like
hustle.
yeah, I like to hustle.
I think that's right.
Entrepreneur and all that stuff. So that's where it came from. I kind of once I came to PA, and then I was like, all right, my kid's getting older. All right, I got my
Right.
2 boys. They're walking, talking. They're going to school, and even though they were, I think they were, yeah, my oldest was in like, I think 2nd grade. Yeah,
Okay.
2nd grade. And then I decided to do this art corner thing, and I wanted a name for my company.
Yeah,
I was
tell
like,
us about that.
Yeah, art corner. Yeah, so that my little brainchild. Yeah, I kind of created something that I didn't want it to be GeneEstherArt.com. I thought about it though. I was like, could I make it? I was like, no, I don't want it to be about me, because I
That's
had
cool.
future plans. I saw myself working with other people, so I was like, all right, art corner. And later on, it kind of like comes to path that it becomes an art corner, and I'll tell you about that. But yeah, when I first started, I created art corner, and I lived in Leesport at the time, and I was just I started with my wife was like, do it, because actually before that, how about this? Just to tell you, like, it was a leap of faith, because I was like actually working at a job at Ashley Furniture in Leesport, and then I was like not happy.
Yeah.
I was looking at my life. I was like, I'm not going to do this backbreaking labor. I mean,
Forever.
I'm not a big guy, dude. I'm lifting heavy couches, and it's like, if you have a talent and you,
Oh, there's no life in it, right? I mean,
there's no life in it.
You're
Yeah,
working.
yeah, I'm working,
Yeah.
9 to 5, and yeah, it was my was he the manager? No, he was like the shift supervisor. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. There's a name. And I actually drew his daughter. He asked me to draw his daughter, and I did it.
Okay.
He's like, dude, you're so talented. You should be doing this. And I'm
Yeah.
like, and I was like on the fence for so long. I was just
Yeah.
looking at it. I was like, yeah. And he's like, but hey, listen, if you really want to do this, you have 6 months. 6 months unemployment. You've been working here for a long time. This and that. And he actually
Right.
put that in my head, and I was like. And I'm one of those guys, I'm kind of work. I'm different,
Right.
I'll just be working. But he just put that in my mind, and I was like, you know what? I'm not happy. There's a part of me that says that, I did the daddy thing, and I was like, I was super good. My kids are getting older, and I was like, all right, there's got to be what's the next phase? I got to bring it back to
That's
me.
right.
So, and I decided to do the art thing, and everybody cheered me on. Like every day I came late, because they were like, yeah, you just got to come in late, and then we'll politely let you go. You'll get unemployment. And I don't think I'm supposed to say all this, but that's technically what happened. And with that, I was able to be let go, and I had 6 months to
Make it go of it.
to make it go of it, and literally, and it was like the leap of faith, and it actually worked. And I thank my wife, my family, because they were just like, you could do it. And my wife was actually my best salesperson, because she was the one getting me
that's
all the
great.
business. Yeah, Shirley, love you, baby. And yeah, she like every day she was like, yeah, she would tell people at her job, because she worked at St. Joe's Hospital,
Okay.
and so she was in the kitchen. So she's like, oh yeah, my wife and my husband does it, does that, and she was just getting jobs for me, and I was just kind of like banging them out. I was doing $50 portraits, guys, like drawing portraits with. I mean, it looks colored pencil, beautiful. I was like pushing, but I was making money. I was like I was really wheeling it in, and then later on I got into. The Goggle Works opened up. It was like a center. It was like when it first opened up, I was like one of the first artists. I was the youngest guy there.
Wow.
And I got in there quick. As soon as they saw my art, they were like, "You're in." And
that's great.
Yeah, and that's where everything started for me. I believed in the fact that I can do this, and I kind of jumped in, and that's how Art Corner started. And I started with just doing $50 portraits, and then ever since then, it's been, I added portraits and photography, all the things that I learned when I was in art school. Well, when I was in high school,
right,
I learned a lot of great disciplines, and that's what got me there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now you do some animation, is that right?
Yes, I do.
Talk to me about that.
Well, if you really want to know. All right. Well, so secret little project I've been working on, because aside from doing paintings and drawing and things like that, and teaching and doing videos and photography and all this other stuff, I do animation. Animation's been like the thing that's been like the highest like fruit that I can reach. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this.
Right.
I did a comic book. I did I was an author. I did all that. I did a lot of cool things. And the animation was just that last piece that I started when I was young. And I just knew it was so hard. I was like, oh my God, this is so hard. And I was like, okay, I like it. I love to do it. I did basic stuff. It was cool. I left it alone. And then now it's like in my professional career side, it's a thing that I'm like looking at it. I'm like, I could do this. I could do this. And, And like about 2.5 years ago, I decided to do it, and COVID happened. So it was just kind of like, well, I guess I could do it now. So a lot of time. Yeah, I got a lot of time on my hands. So and I started, and I just kind of I literally taught myself. How to become a better animator. Let's just say that, because in the beginning it was rough, and then now it got better. So now that I'm better, I'm looking at the stuff that I started with, and it's all in the same project. So it's like, oh my God, I drew it, So I'm going back and tweaking things, and I'm trying to put a team together to kind of like, make it something amazing. And it's a pet project, but I think it's like I love it. I want to make it something amazing, and it's like something really special, because it's something that the message behind it is to help awaken humanity to their full potential.
That's great. I have two things to say about that. One is,
what's that?
I think it makes you a better dad, actually, to step out and do something, like you said,
Facts.
to risk it for the biscuit. I got 6 months. We're gonna do this thing.
We're gonna do this,
and that's great. I think them seeing dad do that is a life lesson that they will take with them forever.
Big time.
So there's that, and just I also admire you so much. You have no idea. I admire you so much for being willing to step out and like teach yourself animation and say, you know what, I want to do this and I want to do it better. And that self-taught skill, I tell my kids all the time, and this kind of goes back to the dad thing a little bit, that I tell my kids, like, learn how to learn. And that's what you've been doing.
That's what it's all about. Life is a life learning journey,
Absolutely.
right? You're learning every day. I mean, if you're not learning every day, you're
doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong. You got too much on your hand. Yeah, because there's opportunities every day, and there's so much to learn, so much like especially if you have a big plan, a big project, a big idea, and you realize that there's a lot of parts that, oh my God, I got to either fill that with someone, or I got to learn to do this myself. So let's just say I learned a lot of different things. I'm a contractor now. I could do, drywall. I could do a little bit of everything because I mean like this is, I'm trying to do a podcast now, and I'm like, I'm taking all the notes. I'm like, this is so good.
I will be your first follower.
Yeah, no, for sure.
We will be. You got 3 right here.
Absolutely. No, it's all about, we're going to help each other out. That's how we do it here.
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, you manage multiple social media accounts.
Yeah, I do.
Tell me about that. How do you do it? What's the magic?
Well, when you have no choice, that's the magic. So,
that is so true. You say that as a joke, but that's serious. It's real. It's real.
Absolutely. So, everywhere I go, because I don't just have one job, I have like multiple jobs. So, so my day job, of course, I'm like, hey, by the way, I do said things, and next thing you know, really, and that's how it starts off. So at the Water Authority, I do I wear a lot of hats. Let's just say that. So I do their social media. I plug in all their social media. I do all their videos, the videos that they have for events and things like that. I'm the one who puts it together and things like that. I kind of do a little bit of everything. I used to actually do their website as well too, but now they got somebody for that because I'm like, I can't do all this.
That's right.
It was all good, but yeah, I just enjoy the technology aspect of things because it was a part of my past, and then also the art. The art was originally always a part of what I love to do, and I just expanded upon it. Anything that I learned that's new, I just add it and make it part of my services. Like, hey, by the way, I do photography, and now I do like weddings and things like that. Like you name it, I've done. Yeah, I've done things.
That's
like
how I'm wired the same way.
Right.
You start to see how things can overlap, and you're like, I'm doing. I have this skill set, and then it kind of dovetails into something else. And next thing you know, connected. Yeah. So and sometimes it's what is that? That necessity is the mother of invention, right? So it's one of those things where like somebody says, "Do you do this?" And you're like, "I mean, yeah, we do that."
Yeah. That's how all my jobs started. That's like. Yeah. Oh man, I've been in boardroom meetings, and they're like, "So, Gene, so you're saying that you can teach our people how to do all this and stuff like that, and can you teach our a room with special needs?" And I'm like, absolutely, sure.
Yes,
and that's what started. Yeah, and that's what I did with at Kencrest. I literally worked with special needs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was the best experience ever. Listen, I had to get creative. I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna teach you guys how to paint amazingly. And what did we pulled out like spin art. We were doing things that were just great. Like, we were just pulling out ideas that were like, hey, there's a sponge brushing, and we were doing different things, landscapes, anything that they can use. I was like, we're doing it. And we had an art show, and we had people buying their art, just giving them that experience of how to be an artist instead of just doing meaningless tasks. No, bring in an artist to help like inspire your people to do different things, and that's what it's all about. So yeah, it's like art therapy. I've gotten into that. I've gotten into art consulting. I've gotten into animation, being an author, being a YouTuber. I'm trying, YouTube. Well, I do my short videos and stuff like that. So you got to do a social media thing. I know you hate social media, but let's just
definitely a play on words there. So about that, like, what would you tell a business that's like just starting out? They want to get into social media. How should they do that?
Well, you got to have that drive. What's your passion? All right. So what is it that you're going to be pushing, showing? Yep. So if you have something that you really want to show to people, I feel like that's the first thing. And now it's like all about like creating content or seeing what's out there. So I see, I see what's out there. I see what's on, reels and all these different things and what people are putting out. Short form, gets people's attention. Yeah. Long form, people just, have a short attention span, but you got to get that core audience kind of thing. So there's a lot of moving parts when it comes to social media, but I say just do it. Don't worry about the likes for now. But if you're consistent, if you get yourself out there, and you put out things that you like to do, like if you see like I like to see the videos where people are seeing the process and stuff like that. So that's what I mainly do. I do videos where I time lapse and I do my advertisement like that, so people see it. So I don't really tell people, hey, I'm an artist and I'm looking for commissions. I don't even have to do that. I just put out like fun videos of what I do. Yep. And then through that, people can contact me if they want, because I don't really try to look for as many customers or things commissioned as much as I used to, just because I'm working on my own like project and things like that. That makes me I have the space to do it. You know what I mean? But before I was like hustling. I was like putting it out there.
Yeah, there's a different kind of pressure then, right?
Yeah, it's a different type of pressure.
It's a better place to be.
It's way better. Yeah, less because now I have the problem where now I'm not really. I'm trying to do like a less client work and focus on like my big project, but but I always get client work, because anytime I have a client work and I make a video and put it out there, people see it and now they're and they so
and you don't want to turn it away. So you're like,
I don't I can do it. I pick and choose though. I do pick and choose.
I like that.
It's good. It's good because
we want to get to that.
Yes. Oh yeah. You know what? No, I tell people, like, I try to push things out just so I give myself enough room, because I used to be like that when you're hungry and you're like, I need to do this, and it's like, wait a minute, I'm like a slave to this, and for a while I was like kind of like client after client after client after client when you get a big enough clientele. But now what happened is like I have like annual people who come back. And I can do work for them, and then all the other time is left for my big projects or things that I'm
more passionate about.
More
really?
Passionate. Yeah,
that's right.
Because I'm trying to help save the world, guys. There's a lot of craziness going on out there.
There's a lot. You're not wrong.
Yeah, but that's what I like. This whole idea with podcasts, talking about it. I feel like I'm like, man, that's a lot easier. I can. So I've been thinking about doing a podcast, but that's why I'm so happy to be here. And now I like it. I feel what you're doing, and I'm like, oh my God, this is great.
I agree. Yeah. I'm excited to see your podcast. I will definitely be a follower.
You will be on there. We will be talking about this. Expect This Man on my podcast.
I wanted to be a guest on somebody else's podcast.
Absolutely. And you know what? We should be talking about making you a hero on metasaving.com.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I turn real people into superhero guys. So. Awesome things. Yeah. You got to. You're gonna love it.
Kind of freaking out of it.
Yeah. A true geek. Here we go.
Okay.
Yes, he loves this. So that's what I do. I just love to inspire people to do what they love. So I work with a lot of different groups and people. I do commission jobs. So it's a lot. I do a lot. Let's just say that. Yeah.
That is good. All right. So okay, I gotta look at my questions.
Oh yeah. What you got?
Talk to you. Okay. So okay. We kind of talked a little bit about this, but like challenges that you faced as a small business owner. What are some of the challenges that you faced that you had to overcome? Tell us about some of those.
Yeah. You got to do everything. You end up having to do a lot yourself.
Right.
That's that. I mean,
you talking about wearing many hats?
Let's just say,
She's cooking bottle washer. They say.
So my secret project is it's not secret, but my public project is basically my studio. I have a studio that I'm getting ready to open up, and it's been taking for. This is I'm not gonna lie, because I've actually designed it. Well, I updated it twice, so this is like the one. This is now like the look.
Is it the third? That would make it the third iteration. Like
it kind of happened that way, because in the beginning I kind of had. I didn't have that full belief in myself. I was like, I gotta hire a contractor to help me,
right?
And they just did not do as good of a job as I.
Right.
I was like,
they didn't have your vision of it.
The look. I'm like, oh no, I could have done that, and I just paid these guys.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad, but nowadays, we're a family. You know what I mean? I got babies to feed. Well, they're grown men now, but
right.
They were they were in high school now. Now they're grown, but I was like, I could do this myself.
Right.
So I kind of like I use my boys and we just did ourselves. We were like, we could say, and you save money. You're just like, you know what I mean? It was so much better.
Yep.
So
you save money, you learn,
and you feel like, you literally like my blood, sweat, and tears were
a sense of,
you know what I mean?
It's right.
Yeah.
And people don't understand. There's a sense of ownership in all of that. When you're the one doing it, and you can't do everything.
No.
There's a bit of leveraging that. I think that's kind of what we're hinting at. Like in the beginning, there's a lot that you're doing, but it can't always be that way, right? So tell me about this studio. I'm super excited about it. Do you have like a target when it'll be open, or what do you think?
I kind of do. It's like it keeps kind of shifting. All right. So
that's the secret
part. COVID kind of like changed a lot of that. It was
did.
Like what
for everybody. That's right.
But it also allowed me to like, again, the first time I had the opportunity to like not do as many side jobs, so I could focus on the space, and fixing it up and building it up. So. It was that, and now I got a lot farther along, and I added panels, I added LED lights, all these cool look and effects, so that just to give it that space, because I plan on doing like art parties, what I mean? Nice. Yeah, art parties and events.
That's it.
Artcorner.net, guys, and just to start it off with that, because there's so much I want to share with people and share with the community, my community, and where I live. And I just want to create just a place for creativity, positivity, and just excitement for art. Because whatever people do, I want them to put their heart, soul, and soul into it. Because the world's obviously changing. It's becoming really digitized, really AI, and all these different things are happening and things like that. And I tell people now, this is the time where people need to really find their passion, because it's working a regular job. It's not going to be forever. Yeah.
No, that's right. That's right. So. It's not. Most of it's not very life giving anyway.
Yeah, isn't that?
Yeah. So you really have to know what you're passionate about, what's meaningful to you.
Yeah.
So Now tell me, just as we kind of wrap up to get to the end here, as far as the studio itself, will you have other artists? Is it going to be okay?
Tell me
a little bit about that.
Definitely. The first thing I ever thought about when I was created Art Corner was like I always wanted to make it a space to bring people in, and I've always done that. I've always had friends of mine, fellow artists who didn't really have a studio space to work at.
Yes,
I always invited them over. Hey, come on over, man. Yep. I got a space. I got plenty of space. And just it always gave me that consistency of work. And when I see people around me working and they're inspired, I'm inspired. If I'm inspired, if I inspire other people because I'm working, it's a workable space, and that's how I always saw Art Corner. And I kind of have a small team, you know what I mean, of awesome artists that we always collaborate. We always do commissions and we exchange ideas and things like that. So I feel like every artist
mastermind is what.
Yeah, we're masterminds, man. Yeah, or we can devastate the planet if we're not we don't get what we want. But it's it's like that. It's like that. But no, all in all, like it's an artist that has a purpose is. It's unstoppable, They can do amazing things because they're disciplined and they're focused on what they want to do, and I think that's the best life. So yeah, find your passion, guys. It's like it makes life more fulfilling. It makes it less about the money, and the money comes, but it's like if you focus on your creative ideas and your process, the money will come. Trust me. I didn't believe it. I was like, is this what I want to do? And it's like, but. I'm so glad I did it because now I see myself and how things are, and I'm like, all right, I can actually.
Stuff starts to bear fruit.
Yeah, it bears fruit. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about.
I don't think so. We have to wrap it up.
Oh man,
no, we're not done. We're
part 2.
He read it. No. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying we will have a part 2. You're going to be back on. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
You just fired me up like beyond belief. So
yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Definitely. So hit us again with the website. Where do people go and find you?
Yeah, if you guys go check out artcorner.net, www.artcorner.net. That is my website. Actually, websites as well too, guys. And everything's on there. I do. Actually, she knows about it. Check out my video if you guys want to know more about me. About the artist page, you can learn all about my past and what I've been through, what I've done, and things like that.
Awesome.
My familia, all that good stuff. Because I'm big on that. I'm big on nutrition, family, spirituality, and keeping yourself healthy and positive. All those good things are connected. Trust me. So,
sounds good.
So yeah, we can talk all day about things, but yeah, if you guys check out artcorner.net and also my animation, there's a couple of clips of that on there, but metasabian.com is gonna be the page for the animation and the comic book and everything else like that too. But I'm also on all social medias, Art Corner Crew on Instagram and Gene Esther on Facebook and Metasabian on Twitter, X, yeah.
X.
Yeah, all that good stuff. So
right.
yeah, I'm on all that stuff. But thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I could just take this home and just talk all day on
we could have gone for another hour. I mean, this was so good.
It was good.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you again. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll catch you next week.
Wow. Yo, man, that was freaking awesome.